There are several levels of strategy that I'd like to talk about in this segment here. The first is the corporate level, and industry issues are relevant at the corporate level as well as at the business unit level. Think of a corporation such as Disney. Disney is in multiple business units here. For example, it's in film production, it runs theme parks, gee whiz, the list is so long. It operates broadcast networks, it runs cruise lines, it has retail and merchandising through stores, it runs hotels and entertainment centers. It's in a very broad range of industries here. The question for corporate strategy is, which industries should Disney be in? In other words, how is it going to create value for each individual business unit that it's operating here? And the theory here that we're relying on comes from financial economics, which says that each individual business unit, which is the level at which profits are accruing to the company, so through the film division they're making money, through the theme parks they're making money, each individual business unit could be run as a separate corporation in an alliance with one of the others. So for example, the film division and the theme park division of Disney could be separate companies that just have a contract between them that says that the films are going to license those characters into the theme parks so that we can have a Pirates of the Caribbean ride at Disney World in Florida. So children who enjoy the movie can then go to Disney World and enjoy a ride based on the movie. So a contract could organize the relationship between those business units. Why are we bringing those into a corporation? Now, there's a couple of reasons why this question is valid. One is that each individual business unit is saddled with an extra layer of overhead when they're brought into the corporation. And they're also removed from the beneficial pressures of the capital market to be efficient. So if they were run independently, for example, analysts would cover the film division and compare Buena Vista Films or Touchstone Pictures at Disney with other film companies such as Pixar that are independent of Disney and say, okay, let's run a horse race between them and see which one deserves greater investment. So by bringing them under the corporation, we add an extra layer of overhead, we protect them from the beneficial pressures of the capital markets. Can we justify that? Some estimates say that there's as much as 20% of the value lost in individual business units by virtue of saddling them with this extra overhead, for example. Why can't the business unit achieve the same benefits through some sort of a contract or an alliance or a joint venture between the individual business units here? That question, that corporate strategy question, depends on the strategies in the individual business units. See, it may be that the theme park at Disney really benefits from its relationship with the film division. You know, when you're thinking about going on a vacation and you're considering whether or not to bring your family to a Disneyland, you're thinking about what you might encounter at the theme park, Disneyland, based on your experience in the films and with a kind of understanding that the Disney brand name encourages certain kinds of experiences and reflects a particular way of organizing the rides and the kinds of ideas and the sort of the values that are attributable to the Disney brand that are going to be enacted in those rides. It gives you a sense of what you can expect at Disneyland that might be different than at Six Flags or other theme parks that you might be considering here. So we got to look at the individual strategies of the business units in context of their industries to be able to understand how they might benefit from intervention or relationships from the other business units. In other words, we have to understand how a particular business unit strategy will deliver competitive position that leads to superior performance and hopefully sustainable advantage before we can answer the corporate question. So the first place that we'll be talking about applying this industry level framework, the Five Forces framework, is at the level of the individual business unit because that's so important to the answer to the corporate question.